Hi, this is Representative Jason Silvis, and we are here at the Great American Outdoor Show here in Harrisburg. And joining me now is Executive Director Tim Schaefer from the Fish and Boat Commission. Thank you very much for having us. All of our state representatives, or I know we see them walking around the show here today, and thank you for taking the time and talking with us. And one of the things, a couple things I did want to talk to you about today, and one of those is trout season. The other, I was actually driving in the district about a week or so ago, and driving past one of the lakes that we have, which is in Northmoreland Park, Westmoreland County, and I noticed some of the guys that were ice fishing. And maybe we can talk a little bit about ice fishing and the safeties that have to come along with that, because you know, we have to make sure that we have our life jackets on, even whenever we're out in the summertime with our kayaking and any kind of boating thing that we're doing or out on the ice.
Sure, absolutely, and it's particularly important this time of year as the weather starts to warm up. We think maybe spring might be somewhere in sight. You need to biggest thing is making sure the ice is safe. You want at least 4 inches of ice. If you go to fishandboat.com, we've got all sorts of safety information for you about ice fishing. But first and foremost, make sure the ice is safe. Have safety equipment with you, like ice. There's something called ice awls that'll help you if you go through the ice. It's a great idea to wear your life jacket. If you go in the water, have a float coat. They're really, really popular and comfortable. But have your life jacket on. Make sure you're out there with someone else. Please don't ice fish alone. But again, go to fishandboat.com. All sorts of ice safety information for you.
I will say I was very surprised whenever I was driving past. I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that those people were out there ice fishing. And that's something that I've actually never had the opportunity to do, and maybe in the future I will look into that, but I appreciate all the safety tips that come along with that.
You bet, and you mentioned about life jackets, and we in Pennsylvania, we have a mandatory life jacket wear from November 1st through April 30th on all canoes and kayaks or boats under 16 feet. I mean, it's no coincidence or accident that we're doing this interview in front of a picture of people with life jackets on. It's the number one thing you can do to save a life. Most of our boating incidents occur in the summer. Most of our fatalities happen in the cold weather months. You go in that water, even the first day of trout season, think, oh, it's a warm day in April. That water's still bone-chillingly cold. Please wear your life jacket.
And one of the things with my district, I mean, I have the Kiskiminetas River, and a lot of people are out there on that river in the spring, and then in the summer, I have Conemaugh Dam, I have Loyal Hanna Dam. So I have a lot of boating opportunities in the district, and a lot of people do. I mean, you drive around knocking on doors and meeting people in the district. You always see a kayak.
Yeah, it's great.
It has become a very large sport in my district with the rivers and the dams that I have in the district.
It has. I mean, we're now approaching almost as many unpowered launch permits for kayaks as we do registered motorboats in Pennsylvania. I mean, nobody would have thought that a couple years ago. So it's easier than ever to get out onto the water. But please, the number one thing, make sure you wear your life jacket. We've also made it really simple for folks to get a launch permit. So if you use a Fish and Boat Commission launch or a state park launch, you need to have a state-issued permit to help to maintain those facilities. You can buy those now on your phone. The Fish Boat PA is our mobile app, or our website, fishandboat.com. So if you're out there buying your license, getting ready for trout season, at the same time you get your launch permit for your kayak in one transaction. Really simple.
Yeah. Speaking of trout season, I was very excited to see that my books showed up in my office this week, and I actually have them loaded in my truck now for whenever I go back to the office. I'm sure we've been getting a lot of phone calls in the office about the manuals, because they like to have those hands-on books about the trout stocking and all the other things that have to do with the trout fishing.
They do. So we issue our trout stocking schedules around this time every year, around February 1st. They came out last week. We'll start stocking on February 21st, the week of February 21st. And all those stockings will be open to the public. Coming out of COVID here, we're thrilled to welcome volunteers back. So please get out there. If you see a stocking you'd like to join, come along for the day. Bring the kids, bring the family. We do have waterways conservation officers who are there to make sure that adequate safety protocols are being followed. But it's a fun day, really educational. We'll stock right up through, and then after opening day, folks think that opening day is the end of trout season. It's actually the beginning of trout season, and it lasts all through the spring. So April 2nd, we went back to a single opening day of trout season this year. April 2nd statewide, getting a lot of really positive feedback about that. We'll have a Mentor Youth Trout Day for kids on March 26th, where we open trout season a week early. So whether wild trout's your passion, and we got a lot of great wild trout streams throughout the Commonwealth, including some close to your district. Then you got the stock fisheries. Really, there's something for everybody.
Yeah, I'm actually looking forward to the trout stocking
Yeah.
this year because I did have the opportunity to do it last year. I was at the Keystone State
Yep.
Park, and then I actually traveled with them on that same day. We went over to Northmoreland Park and we did the trout stocking over there. So looking forward to maybe even hitting some of the streams this year and seeing what help I can do and assist with the trout stocking.
And speaking of assistance, I really do want to thank the volunteers that come out. We've got sportsmen's clubs around the Commonwealth, other groups that have been helping us for years. We have a network of cooperative nurseries, about 150 volunteer clubs that raise trout on their own and stock them. So we stock about 3.2 million trout every year. The co-ops do another million. So again, you add those stock trout opportunities on top of the great wild fisheries that we have, and you can't beat trout fishing in Pennsylvania.
Yeah. It is great.
Yep.
I appreciate your time. Thank you
bet.
so much.
Yep.
And if anybody needs any information, please go to fishandboat.com.
You got it.
All right.
Thanks.
Thank you.